everyone, I'm Debbie with Book and BuJo. Welcome if you're new, welcome back if you've been here before. Today we are going over my March TBRopoly. And I again apologize for my voice, I'm still not quite recovered and still sound weird, so apologize for that. Let's go ahead and see how I did in February and then we'll get into March. My first role was a series, and that was to read The Memoirs of Lady Trent by Marie Brennan, and I'm on the second book, which is The Tropic of Serpents, and I did read that. My next role was a TBR jar, and that was Daughter of Fire by Sophia Readalong, and I did read that. Next up was an Amazon borrow, and that is Golden Age by James Maxwell. It's the first book in the Shifting Tide series, and I am currently reading that. May or may not have that done. Probably not. I will continue it till I finish it, but not quite there yet. I am enjoying it though. Role number 4 was another series, and that was to read The Chorus of Dragons by Jen Lyons, and I am up to the third book, which is Memory of Souls, and I am currently reading that, and I am doing pretty good. So I've read this part, just have this left, so I'm about 59% of the way through, and I'm listening to it on audiobook as well as with the physical book, so that's going well. Fifth roll was a D20, and I rolled a 16, and that was The Will of the Many by James Islington, and I have not read that. Roll number 6 was a TBR jar pick, and that was The Very Best of Charles de Lint, and I also have not read that, and I probably won't. I don't know. And my last roll number 7, was an odd card, and that was to read a book with a raven or a snake on the cover, and for that I picked Shaman's Crossing. I did cheat on that a little bit. I did pick the Dutch version, I think. And I did finish that, and that is the first book in the Soldier Sun trilogy by Robin Hobb, and I love that. It was such a good book. Now on to how many rolls I'm gonna do. Okay, so I've tried many times, and this doesn't work well with the little dice. I even tried with some bigger ones, and not so great. So we're just gonna use this to find out how many rolls I will be doing, and then we're gonna go back to just the regular dice. Let's see how many rolls I'm gonna be doing. 7. And as you saw, I ended up with 7 rolls. Not bad. That's how many books I had in February, and I didn't really finish all of them, but I had other things going on in February, and just I struggled to find time to read. And again, no punishments or rewards in this new game, just the challenge cards to make it kind of fun in the midst of the game. And so now let's see what my first roll is going to be. This is where I ended in February, so this is where I will start in March, and let's go ahead and go with our first roll. All right, just 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is an odd card because it's an odd number. A Kickstarter book. Ooh, that's a good one. Roll number 1 was an odd card, and that was to read a Kickstarter book. And for that, I chose Jade City by Fonda Lee. I'm excited to finally get to this one. Heard a lot of good things about it, so very excited. Roll number 2 of 7. We have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A NetGalley book. Okay, roll number 2 was a NetGalley book, and for this one I decided to go with an audiobook, and it's Anything by Kristen Welch. There was a little synopsis on the NetGalley page for this one, and it sounded interesting. It's a Christian romance, I believe, and I'm looking forward to reading it. Roll number 3 of 7. Oh, first double of the game. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A series. The Gateway Trackers. Ooh, awesome. Roll number 3. Of course I'm going to get a double. I didn't get any doubles last month, so I would definitely get one this month. So, yeah. Okay, series, The Gateway Trackers by E.E. Holmes, and I am on the 3rd book in this series, and this one is Awakening of the Seers, and this is the 3rd book in the Gateway Tracker series. Roll number 4 of 7. Oh, nope, 4 of 8. 8. That's funny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's an even card. To read a standalone. Roll number 4 was an even card, and for that it is a standalone. And I decided to go with a book from one of the book clubs I'm participating in from the January book, and that is Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. And I believe this is a Hamlet retelling, but I'm not actually sure. I will find out when I read it in March. Roll number 5 of 8. Of course, another double. 2, 1, 2, Kindle backlist book. Roll number 5. Of course, I'm going to get another double. So now we are at 5 of 9 books. It's fine. March is a little longer. Have a little more time to read. Yeah. So another double. And I landed on Kindle backlist. And for this one, I've had this one on my Kindle for a couple of years now, and I'm excited to read Seeking Jake Ryan. Roll 6 of 9. More doubles. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Another even card. A spoopy book. Roll number 6. Yes, another double. February was way too nice to me, and March is making it up. So there we go. Okay. And then we had another even card, and that is to read a spoopy book. And I always like spoopy books. They're kind of fun. I did struggle to decide which one, because I do have a couple that I want to continue the series with. And they kind of have some spooky scenes in them. I wouldn't necessarily call them a complete spoopy book, but I'm going to take it. And for that, I'm going to read the 4th book in the Fated series by Rachel Humphrey Daigle, and that is Broken. Roll 7 of 9. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. TBR jar. My Friend the Murderer. Roll number 7, which of course would have been our last book, but no. The doubles have returned. And for this one, I landed on TBR jar, and I will be reading My Friend the Murderer. And I was like, what is that book? I could not remember, and I looked it up, and it's a Sir Arthur Conan Doyle book. So I'm very excited to read that one because I love his writing. That was actually roll 7 of 10. So roll 8 of 10. We have a 9 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. NetGalley again. Roll number 8 of 10. I got another NetGalley book. It's crazy. So I've had that on my board for a little while now, and I think I've landed on it once last year and not at all this year. So it's making up for it and giving it to me twice. And this one, I went again into some of the audiobooks, and I found Coup de Grace by Paul L. Centeno, and it sounded kind of interesting as well. So we'll see how it goes. Roll 9 of 10. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A challenge card. Move to the next closest prompt, not an odd or even. Oh, well, that's easy. D20. All right, my D20 roll. 18. All right, my D20 list. Roll number 18, Leviathan Wakes, the first book in the Expanse series by James S.A. Corey. Roll number 9, another double. 4 doubles for March. It's fine. I'm so glad I didn't roll my D20 or the D12, because that would have been scary. Normally I can read quite a bit in a month, 15, 20 books if I really push myself, but so far this year, 7, 8 is pushing it for me, so we'll see how it goes. But roll number 9, I landed on a challenge card, and that is to move to the next closest prompt, not an odd or an even card. So then I moved forward to the D20 space. So I rolled my D20 and I got an 18, and that is Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Corey, and that's the first book in the Expanse series. I'm so excited. I love the TV series. I enjoyed the comics, and so now I'm finally getting into the actual series. Now roll 10 of 11. We have 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. An odd card. A priority read. Roll number 10 was an odd card, and that is to read a priority read. And for that, I'm going to read the second book in the Artemis Fowl series by Ian Colfer, and that is The Arctic Incident. So I've read the first book last year in March for the Irish Readathon, and so I'm going to read this one in this year for the Irish Readathon as well. All right, roll 11 of 11. Last roll. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. An even card. A book with no magic. And then, thank goodness, roll number 11, no more doubles. I landed on an even card, and that was to read a book with no magic. And for that one, I'm going to read Beautiful World, Where Are You by Sally Rooney. And again, it goes with the Irish Readathon. All right, so that was my 11 books for my 7 rolls in TBRopoly. So let's go over really quick some of the readathons that I will be doing in March. So let's go ahead and start with the month-long readathons, the Irish Readathon. And this is put together by Leanne Rose and Words of Clover. And I will leave their announcement videos linked down below in case you would like to participate as well. And there are always 5 prompts. The first prompt is to read a book with a green cover. And of course for that, I will be reading Jade City by Fonda Lee. Definitely green. And papers are green. Making hardcover is green. And that's the first book in the Greenbone Saga series. The second prompt is an Irish book with mythology or folklore. And normally I would jump all over this one, but I'm trying to keep my TBR a little lower, so I may or may not do this one. I do have a lot of Irish fairy tales and folklore, so if I have time, I will pick that up. Prompt number 3, an Irish book written by a POC or LGBTQIA+ author. Number 4, Irish book that won an award, and for this one I will be doing Beautiful World, Where Are You by Sally Rooney. But you could also do 56 Days, and this one is by Catherine Ryan Howard. That one looked interesting too, especially if you're more into the thriller side. And number 5, an Irish book that fulfills one of your favorite past prompts, and for this one I'm going to do an Irish children's or YA book, and I picked The Arctic Incident by Ian Colfer, and this is the second book in the Artemis Fowl series. I thought the first one was so cute, I definitely wanted to get into the second one. Next, let's go into my other month-long readathon, and that is Spring into Reading, and that is by Completely Melanie, and she has 2 co-stars this year, and I will leave all of their announcement videos linked down below in case you would like to check them out. Prompt number 1, Spring Cleaning, that is to read a book that has been collecting dust on your TBR, and I will be reading Awakening the Seer by E.E. Holmes, and this is the 3rd book in the Gateway Tracker series. Prompt number 2, New Beginnings. Read the first book in a series, and I'll be reading Leviathan Wakes, the first book in the Expanse series by James S.A. Corey. Number 3, Wet T-shirt Contest. Read a smutty book. May or may not do that one. We'll see. Number 4, Road Trip. Listen to an audiobook. I have an audiobook for quite a few of my books, so I can use any of those. Number 5, Let It Shine. Read a cozy book or a book you think will make you happy, and I'm going to read Seeking Jake Ryan. Number 6, Holly Festival of Colors, a book with many colors on the cover or written by an Indian author, and I'll be reading Awakening of the Seer by E.E. Holmes. Number 7, Spring Fashion. Read a book with a beautiful cover, and I'll be reading Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. And it's not this cover, it's the really pretty blue cover that I will put here. Number 8, Rewind. Read a past season-a-thon group book or author, and if I have time, I will get to that one. April Showers. Read a book you think will make you sad. I will not be doing this one. I don't need any sadness in my life right now. I just want to read happy books. Number 10, Luck of the Irish. Read a book with a green cover, and of course that one will be Jade City for that one. Number 11, Self-Care. Take a day for yourself. I will definitely do that. I kind of did that today. I napped a few times today. It was nice. Number 12, New Life. Read a children's book or middle grade, and I will be doing the next Artemis Fowl book by Ian Colfer, which is The Arctic Incident. 13, read the group book, and that is On a Quiet Street by Serafina Nova Glass, and it sounds very interesting. And it is on Hoopla in case you have that and you want to listen to the audiobook. Number 14, Spring Forward. Read the next book in a series, and I do need to get to Valor, and this is the book for the Catch-Up Book Club with Back on the Books, and I have not started that yet, and the live show is soon. So I need to get that one. Number 15, Love is in the Air. Read a romance or a book centered around friendship, and I will be reading Anything by Kristen Welch. Number 16, Over the Rainbow. Read a classic or a retelling, and I plan on reading Remnant for that one. Number 17, Spring Break. Read a YA or a new adult book, and I'll be reading Awakening the Seer by E. Holmes. 18, refresh your TBR. Get yourself a new book so you can treat yourself. You can borrow a book from the library, you can download an ebook or an audiobook, or you can borrow a book. And for this one, I'm going to use the group book On a Quiet Street, as I can get that one from Hoopla. Number 19, Aquamarine. Read a book with water on the cover. None of the books for my TBR have water on the cover, so yeah, I may skip that one. Number 20, Women's March. Read a book featuring a strong female protagonist, and I have a couple I could use, but I would probably use Awakening the Seer. Number 21, Cherry Blossom. Read a book by a Japanese or Japanese-American author. So I was wondering if this one could work, but I don't think so, because I think she's Canadian. But if I have time, I have wanted to read for a long time, I've heard a lot of good things about it, and I would like to put in Before the Coffee Gets Cold, and I forgot to write down the author, so here he is. 22, Aries. Read a book with fire on the cover. And again, none of my books have fire on the cover, so I may skip that one. We'll see. I may cheat and see if any versions of any of my books have any of these. Tip number 23, Tiptoe Through the Tulips. Read a book with flowers on the cover. And this, Psyche and Eros, and this by Luna McNamara, is the BuJo Buddies Book Club book for February, which I did not get to yet. And so I will probably move that into March, and that one has flowers on the cover. 24, March Madness. Read a book with a sport in it, and we'll see. I don't know if any of mine do. And then lastly, number 25, Tiny Umbrellas. Drink your favorite iced beverage, which for me is usually a ginger beer because delicious. And again, I will leave all of the co-hosts and the host down below in the description box for all of the readathons that I'm participating in. Okay, next we have our year-long readathons, and that is the Gooberathon with Jess from Jashi Curran, and it is there's 2 prompts that you could choose from, and I chose Jonquil, which the prompt is luck, and that is to have a random pick. I would probably put all of my TBRopoly books on a little spinner reel and spin the wheel and read whatever one that one is. Next we have a Buzzwordathon, and for the word prompt is thing, and I don't think any of my books have thing in the title anywhere. Yeah, I may have to move that one to April. We'll see. If I have time, I will try and find one that will fit that. And the other one is books on the cover, which I also don't think any of my books have books on the cover. As the month goes on, we'll see what different versions there may be, and yeah. If not, I mean, I would love to read Echo of Old Books by Barbara Davis, but that's adding another book to my TBR, so we'll see. TBR Knockout is Women's History Month, and this is with Completely Melanie. And the first prompt is read a book that involves women's rights. And the second one is a book with a strong female lead, and I think that one will be a little easier. I definitely have Awakening the Seer by E. Holmes. The 2 women are twins, actually, and they are both pretty strong. One of them is most definitely a strong female lead. And then also you have the young girl in the Fated Saga. Broken is the 4th book in the series. Either of those could work. And one of the other books on my TBR may work as well. But so far I'm going to go with Awakening this year, and I think that one will work for a lot of prompts for me. Suffer-a-thon, I haven't noticed the prompts come up for that one yet, so I will surprise you with what I choose after I see those. And Suffer-a-thon with Pages with Paige and all of her other co-hosts. They are amazing. I will leave all of them linked down below. And I'm not sure who is doing the prompts for March because I have not seen those videos come out yet, but I'm sure it will come out as soon as I finish filming because that's what happened last month. Came out the next day, I think. And then lastly, we have Year in Aldia with Gia Book Roast, our beloved booktuber. And I have, again, 2 characters. So I have Karasu and Ariel. So Ariel stopped at 2B in February, and now she's going to move into 3B, and that is enjoy solitude, keep yourself to your own tent. You want to focus and not be disturbed. And the prompt is a book from your own priority TBR. And we already had that on my TBRopoly, which was very lovely. And that is The Artemis Fowl, Book 2 by Ian Colfer, and that is The Arctic Incident. And then for Karasu, he was at 2C, and he could move to 3B, but they decided that they're going to take their own separate paths, and he's going to go to 3C, and that is to bring your wand. Pack only your wand and some books. You don't want to be burdened with anything heavier. And of course, a wand and books, that's all you need to take care of just about anything, right? And this is to read a book under 250 pages, and I was looking at My Friend the Murderer, but that one's 288. But then I looked and I saw Broken, the fourth book in the Fated Saga by Rachel Humphrey Daigle, and that one is 180 pages, so that worked out really well. And I think that is everything for my TBRopoly. There's a lot of books, a lot of pages. I'm using a couple of placeholders here, but I also have my Kindle and quite a few other books, like really tall stack. So these are the physical books that I have currently. I will be getting more of them from my library when that comes in. And then of course I have my Kindle, the audiobooks, and everything else I don't have yet. I tried to keep to just the 11 books. If I do Before the Coffee Gets Cold, that would be a 12th book. But hopefully I will be able to get through not only this stack, but also all of the others that I don't have physically. And I would love to know what books are on your TBR for March, and are you participating in any of these readathons as well? I would love to find out. And if you made it this far in the video, because it's on top, let's leave a flower emoji in the comments to let me know that you are here. And until next time, keep reading. Bye!